simplicity, and an artistically inspired choice, look no further. Our 40 years of credible reputation and experience will give you exceptional brand traction. We are located at Corner Plaza, 4th floor on Parklands Road. Take Talk. Get your brand on the talk with City Clock.
Ile tunapoona saa zingine naweza amka hata nisije kuamka ni kuumwa. Inauma mpaka inabidi nikae kama nimelala. Ikianza kuuma tu ina affect hapa uje huo inauma kabisa, inapiga huku karibu na jicho hivi alafu na meno.
As you can see, mtoto ako na ile skin disease imekula uso yote, kichwa imemaliza nywele, imekuja mpaka kwa mikono. Na naambiwa mtoto apati help.
Mtoto anapitia na uchungu ya mwili kwa sababu saa zile kuna jua, huyu mtoto unaona anaanza kubleed. Pia number 2, huyu mtoto psychological.
Mamlaka ya ukusanyaji ushuru nchini inakuletea kampeni ya umma ya G-Nice na Risiti Legit. Thibitisha risiti yako ukitumia app ya Risiti Legit, upate nafasi ya kuibuka mshindi wa zawadi kemkem kama vile shilingi milioni 1 pesa taslim, laptops, televisheni ya inchi 50, smartphones na zawadi zingine. Jumamosi tarehe 16 Novemba tutakuwa Kangemi, Odhiru, Kinoo, Wangige, Kikuyu, Dagoretti, Satellite, Nairobi West, South C, South B, Ngong Road, Kibera, Karen, Ngong na Rongai. Pata app ya Risiti Legit kwa Google Play Store au App Store kwa maelezo ya kuingia katika mashindano ya Risiti Legit. G-Nice na Risiti Legit. KRA, tulipe ushuru tujitegemee. Are you thinking about your future? Saving through a registered retirement benefits plan offers amazing benefits that make a difference when it matters most. A registered retirement benefits plan allows you to save up to 20,000 shillings every month tax-free. An investment income from a pension scheme is tax-exempt, meaning your money grows even faster, especially when you add the compound interest. Your retirement benefits provide a basic, reasonable income after your working life, preventing old age poverty and offering contingency funds in cases of ill health, death, or other disruptions. It acts as a safety net upon loss of employment, like during the COVID-19 pandemic, and offers financial protection to your dependents. Plus, it can cover post-retirement medical costs, one of the biggest expenses for retirees. Secure your future and enjoy your retirement to the fullest with a registered pension plan. Plan today for a brighter tomorrow. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800-720-300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Well, it was a do or die match for Kenya. Kenya does not now qualify for the AFCON 25 finals. Kenya is out of the African Cup of Nations, but Kenya will still play against Namibia on Tuesday, and the live will be broadcasting that match live here at KBC Channel 1. Welcome to Easy Friday. My name is Wairimu Njenga. We have a lot lined up for you, but first we take a look at the highlights.
And even as we engage in public discourse on matters that are important to the people of Kenya, we must be careful to be factual, lest we become victims of the things we accuse others of doing.
The right of reply. President Ruto challenges government's critics to be constructive and factual. Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka criticizes government initiative to roll out nationwide livestock vaccination.
Without an efficient, transparent, and accountable judiciary, access to justice will remain a distant dream for many.
And a call on judiciary to uphold good governance and accountability, even as Chief Justice Martha Koome complains of underfunding. Well, our sign language interpreter tonight is Brian Muraru, and we are on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1, and my social media handle is at Wairimu Njenga. And we kick off with President William Ruto has challenged the government's critics to be constructive and factual in their criticism. Speaking when he graced Tangaza University's inaugural graduation ceremony in Karen, Nairobi, the head of state said the government is working with all leaders, including the clergy, in ensuring the prosperity of the nation. He spoke a day after his government came under sharp criticism from the Catholic bishops over what the clergy termed as unfulfilled promises, violation of human rights, and failure to reconstitute the IEBC, among other accusations. Tilio Marco reports.
President William Ruto is tonight defending his government of accusations that it has failed to address almost every pressing issue in the country. The head of state and his government were on Thursday the subject of a strongly worded criticism by Catholic bishops who accused the country's leadership of indifference.
Corruption may not always involve financial benefits, but the unjust use of position and authority or abuse of office. The massive greed we are witnessing is shocking and heartbreaking.
But the president has instead called out the bishops, asking them to base their criticism on nothing but facts.
And I want to ask all of us, leaders, the clergy, Kenyans, to work together towards a nation that we can all be proud of. And even as we engage in public discourse on matters that are important to the people of Kenya, we must be careful to be factual, lest we become victims of the things we accuse others of doing.
The head of state emphasized reforms designed to secure sustainable funding, equitable access, and robust research and innovation framework.
All the financial and administrative reforms undertaken so far, along with the introduction of a student-centered funding model, are vital steps to guarantee that every qualified learner can access the degree or diploma of their choice.
The president also underscored the importance of innovation in addressing the complexities of the modern world, challenging the students to embrace bold leadership and transformative thinking. The president was speaking at the Tangaza University, where he witnessed the institution's inaugural graduation ceremony. Tilio Marco for Easy Friday.
Now, opposition leader Raila Odinga has warned that the standoff between the National Assembly and Senate on the county revenue allocation threatens to shut down the counties at a time Kenyans need the devolved units to function optimally and help boost the country's increasingly fragile economy. The Orange Democratic Movement leader also faulted the National Assembly's move to slash the county's fund to 380 billion shillings from 400 billion shillings. The mediation committee, comprising members of both houses of parliament, is yet to reach a consensus on revenue allocation. Giverson Minor with the details.
If that's not a conflict of interest, I don't know what conflict of interest is. It is embarrassing.
Opposition leader Raila Odinga on Friday waded into the ongoing county revenue allocation stalemate in Parliament.
The National Assembly is going all out to reduce revenue allocation to counties in complete disregard of the Constitution.
This is after the National Assembly backed the National Treasury's move to reduce the amount to 380 billion shillings, a decision the Senate has rejected.
This standoff is about a power grab and an assault on the Constitution that members of the National Assembly want to execute, and which will amount to a cruel betrayal of the people and an overhaul of our structure of governance.
The standoff between the two houses of Parliament, Raila says, spells doom for devolution and the people at large.
This unlikely and unhelpful fight over allocation of revenue to counties threatens a shutdown at the counties at a time Kenyans need the units to function optimally and help boost the country's increasingly fragile economy.
He further took a swipe at the National Assembly, saying money allocated to the counties cannot be taken back.
The members of the National Assembly are also scheming to dip their fingers into more executive projects like road maintenance levy fund at the national constituency level, in addition to the National Government Constituency Development Fund and the National Government Affirmative Action Fund.
At the same time, Raila also weighed in on the National Government Constituency Development Fund, NGCDF, terming it an anomaly that is driving the lawmakers to go against the Constitution.
Because MPs want to have their way with their abrogation of the Constitution and getting their pound of the flesh with regard to NGCDF, the Senate and the National Assembly are unable to agree on something the law is so clear about.
An attempt to resolve the impasse between the National Assembly and the Senate on Thursday via deliberations of the mediation committee hit a snag after members refused to sit ground. Giverson Minor is a Friday.
Now, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has opposed the planned nationwide vaccination of cattle, terming it as heinous, planned by the government to introduce a genetically modified approach to harm Kenyans. Speaking at the party's command center in Nairobi, the former vice president claimed there was a plan to use Kenya as a testing ground for dangerous substances.
Of this genetically modified approach, you can never plant the same seeds twice. Yeah, you plant once and you have to wait. And we went to court. We instructed our learned friend Paul Mwangi to go to court of that GMO thing. The course last few days, I think, took a negative decision. We have instructed Paul Mwangi again to go on appeal, because we must keep ourselves engaged on the welfare of our country. But with this regime, they have absolutely no idea what is happening. Instead, they are abusing bishops. they are actually literally abusing bishops. Because if you also don't respect our spiritual fathers, where are you going to get blessings from?
Wakenya wasipochunga, tutaanza kuona ng'ombe imezaliwa ikiwa na mikia miwili kama waipa ya gari, moja padei na ingine padei.
Stoning the bishops or trying to kill the messenger will not change the message. We stand by the bishops, Bishop Muheria, who has been targeted. And we stand by the church, we stand by the truth. And we want to tell our colleagues in government that what the bishops have said is what the Gen Zs said, is what the millennials said, is what the opposition is saying, is what the international community is saying.
What the church said, if there are things that are true, we need to work on them. If there are things that are not true, we need to explain or express ourselves so that then we can have an understanding. Sometimes there's a lot of propaganda going around, and I want to plead with our people, and not just the church, also Kenyans. Don't just consume every information that you find on social media, because some of this information is misleading, and you will take it and you will now judge depending on what you are having. Let us consult each other. I want to say Kenya belongs to all of us.
Now to the corridors of justice. Development partners have called for a robust legal framework in fighting corruption that they say has eroded public trust. The Judiciary's development partners from the United Nations urged the third arm of government to uphold the constitutional call that promotes good governance and accountability. The clarion call came during the launch of the Judiciary's annual report 2023-2024, with Chief Justice Martha Koome decrying historical chronic underfunding, even as he applauded his judicial staff for working tirelessly amid the challenges. Ruth Wamboi brings us that report.
While releasing its annual report on Friday, the President of the Supreme Court, Martha Koome, said Kenya's judiciary has achieved milestone with African judges and presidents set to come to Kenya to benchmark.
This is the only country that is shining in Africa for having the only ELC court, and everybody is coming to benchmark on us.
Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of ICT, Dr. Margaret Ndungu, said her ministry is at the forefront of supporting the judiciary's digital transformation and ensuring data protection for citizens.
We are committed to working closely with the judiciary to strengthen these digital foundations, as well as collectively strive for more transparent, inclusive, and responsive justice systems.
Judiciary's development partners, led by United Nations Resident Coordinator in Kenya, Stephen Jackson, reiterated that investors can only invest in a country where all systems of governance are working seamlessly.
And in the pursuit of sustainable development in Kenya, or indeed anywhere in the world, in my country, the centrality of an independent judiciary simply cannot be overstated. An independent judiciary upholds the rule of law, protects human rights, combats corruption, and is the guardian against environmental damage.
Sentiments echoed by stakeholders present who called for accountability, citing the Gen Z's protest in June should be a wake-up call.
As legal practitioners, we are keenly aware that the judiciary's role is not only one that is a dispenser of justice, but also a custodian of democracy.
The expression of the judiciary's digitization efforts, including the e-filing system and virtual court sessions. This has breached the fiscal barriers.
Even when judgment is not popular or acceptable, you have made a decision and we respect it. Judges are not seeking popularity, and I am very pleased by that. Popularity leaves to us politicians.
So we celebrate the milestones.
The clerk of the National Assembly said legislators will implement the State of the Judiciary and Administration of Justice Report 2023-2024 to ensure service delivery to the people.
Our achievements, whether seen in increased case clearance rates, which we have done, expanded court presence, which we have done, technological advancements, which we have done, all reflect a judiciary that is increasingly efficient, accessible, and responsive in the midst of very little resources and very difficult operating scenarios.
With the events of 25th June this year spearheaded by Generation Z still lingering in many people's mind, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive have been challenged to collaborate and make things right and radical. Ruth Wamboi for Easy Friday from Milimani Ceremonial Hall.
Well, thank you, Ruth Wamboi, for that report. And that story takes us to our first commercial break. Remember, you can interact with us on our social media platform at KBC Channel 1 on all platforms. And my name is at Wairimu Njenga. You can find me also on X. We take that short commercial break.
Imagine a future where you can enjoy the fruits of your hard work without financial worries. A time when you can truly relax, travel, and pursue your passions. To achieve that dream, you need to plan today. With the cost of living constantly rising and inflation showing no signs of slowing down, the money you need today will be nearly 10 times higher by the time you retire. Without a solid retirement plan, you risk financial insecurity when your active income stops. That's why saving for retirement is necessary. Regardless of your age, it's never too early or too late to start planning. Engage with experts from any RBA-registered individual pension plan for guidance in tailoring a retirement strategy based on your current lifestyle, future goals, and desired retirement age. This provides the fixed regular income you'll need after retirement to ensure you live comfortably without compromising your quality of life. The earlier you start saving, the more secure your future will be. Start saving for your retirement today and live your golden years the way you've always dreamed. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800 720 300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Rahisisha uwezo wako wa ushindi kwa kukuwa memba wa Loto Moto, na ni rahisi. Dial *570#. Ukiwa memba ni rahisi kufika kwenye jukwaa hili ili kujaribu mchezo wetu wa Loto Moto Show. Na pia kama memba unajipa nafasi rahisi ya kuingia kwenye promotion zetu zinazokupa nafasi ya kujishindia chapaa na zawadi kibao kama TV, friji, pikipiki, mashamba na pia magari. Kuwa memba ni *570#. Tushinde kama members.
Mamlaka ya ukusanyaji ushuru nchini inakuletea kampeni ya umma ya G-Nice na Risiti Legit. Thibitisha risiti yako ukitumia app ya Risiti Legit, upate nafasi ya kuibuka mshindi wa zawadi kemkem kama vile shilingi milioni 1 pesa taslim, laptops, televisheni ya inchi 50, smartphones na zawadi zingine. Jumamosi tarehe 16 Novemba tutakuwa Kangemi, Odhiru, Kinoo, Wangige, Kikuyu, Dagoretti, Satellite, Nairobi West, South C, South B, Ngong Road, Kibera, Karen, Ngong na Rongai. Pata app ya Risiti Legit kwa Google Play Store au App Store kwa maelezo ya kuingia katika mashindano ya Risiti Legit. G-Nice na Risiti Legit. KRA, tulipe ushuru tujitegemee.
Are you looking for a brand-growing outdoor advertising with beautiful simplicity and an artistically inspired choice? Look no further. Our 40 years of credible reputation and experience will give you exceptional brand traction. City Clock offers you their timeless units that will keep you in time, travel with you with time, and grow and shine with you on time. We offer advertising media throughout East Africa and are at your service 24/7. You can call us on 0722-520-004 or 0733-520-004 or email us at info@thecityclock.com. We are located at Corner Plaza, 4th floor on Parklands Road. TikTok. Get your brand on the talk with City Clock. Say bye-bye to FOMO, the fear of missing out, by downloading the KBC Online app that gives you access to everything you love. Get the latest news, sport, music, entertainment news, live radio, much more at the palm of your hands. To get the app, simply search KBC Mobile Digital App in your Google Play or App Store and download the app. Catch what you want, anytime, anywhere. Stay connected. Stay ahead with KBC Mobile Digital App.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with Easy Friday. My name is Wairimu, Njenga, and we continue with the day's news. And Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi says the government will continue working to uplift the standards of living of citizens and collaborating with entities keen on socio-economic transformation and shared prosperity for Kenyans. Now, speaking during the official opening of the Gates Foundation, Nairobi Sub-Regional Office, Mudavadi lauded the organization for financial and technical support to the health sector that has helped to improve access to quality maternal and child health and facilitated HIV and AIDS and malaria programs.
Your financial and technical support to the health sector has helped to improve access to quality maternal and child health, HIV, AIDS, and malaria programs. We also appreciate your investment in tools, technologies, and market infrastructure that improve the productivity of smallholder farmers and enhance their ability to adapt to climate change. Your intervention has greatly enhanced their livelihoods through better knowledge and incomes.
Well, before I tell you what is the latest on the Mathari National Teaching and Referral Hospital, we have a statement here from the government in response to Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, who is opposed to the planned nationwide vaccination center. And the government is saying that the planned vaccination is to control preventable diseases. And he is advocating for vaccination, which is not only a vital tool for preventing the spread of infections, diseases, as well as a key factor in ensuring that the long-term sustainability of the agriculture sector. And we'll be bringing you the details of this statement. There's a response by the government regarding the opposed nationwide vaccination of cattle that Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka earlier on talked about. Now we move on to other stories making headlines, and the Mathari National Teaching and Referral Hospital has marked 120 years with renewed calls to increase investment and staffing in mental health to address the rising burden in the country. Speaking during the anniversary celebrations in Nairobi County, Mathari Hospital Chief Executive Officer Julius Ogato appreciated the significant strides made over the years to care for mental health patients with new improved medicine and modern treatments.
At the Mathari National Teaching and Referral Hospital, song, dance and spoken word performances characterized the 120th anniversary celebrations at the facility. The hospital, which boasts of a rich history dating back to 1904, has grown over the years to be the only facility in the region reflecting society's early understanding and response to mental health.
The hospital officially became Mathari National Teaching and Referral Hospital, affirming our national responsibility to provide mental health services. This transition has empowered the hospital to improve in management, streamline operations, and better serve Kenyans.
To properly manage the increased patient burden, the Ministry of Health is looking to establish a 24-hour mental health call center and construct a new neuropsychiatry hospital in Ngong.
This call center will be a groundbreaking service, offering 24/7 helpline staffed by trained mental health professionals who can provide support, guidance, and referrals.
Mathari Hospital CEO Julius Ogato acknowledged the significant steps the institution has made in providing care for mental health patients.
We are celebrating this great milestone we have made in this country in offering quality mental health care. We offer the best care that there is. We have got qualified, competent staff, very dedicated, very motivated, and we use the best products that they are currently at the moment.
The celebrations were equally marked with the awarding of certificates to the staff for their continued commitment and dedication to transforming the facility into a beacon of excellence in mental health care. Doreen Arange for Easy Friday.
Now we head straight to Baku, Azerbaijan, where the world is likely to miss the global goal to double energy efficiency by 2030, which is a commitment adopted by COP28 in the United Arab Emirates. This has been said by the coalition of countries, businesses and organizations attending the COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan. The development comes as thousands of climate change activists took to the streets in Baku to press rich nations to send more grants to the global south, which is feeling the heat and the cold of climate change. O'Brien Kimani has more from COP29 in Baku.
We go, we go, we go, we go, we go, we go. We go to Tanzania, we go. We go to Sudan, we go. Angola, we go.
You all the world for children. Global North government, you all the world for children.
Well, those are some of the voices permeating through here at the COP29 in the city of Baku, Azerbaijan, with climate activists calling for more resources, more seriousness, and of course, more commitments towards dealing with the various catastrophes caused by climate change. They're calling for more than 1.3 trillion US dollars in terms of financial commitment from the global north to help the global south, which is adversely affected by climate change, deal with the climate change crisis. And the question is, will the global north listen? And if they listen, will they react?
The experience that we are getting here in Baku is not different from the feeling that we had in Marrakech in 2016 during COP22, because that is the time that the biggest climate change denier took over power. And that happened when we were in the middle of negotiations and the spirits went down. So we came to Baku again when the same climate denier in the US has come back to office. And now we are going to see US again being pulled out of the Paris Agreement. Now, if US accounts for about 20 or so % of the greenhouse gases emissions, what are we discussing if they are not on the table?
Carbon markets are for solutions and they do not work, and they just keep diverting the responsibilities from the global north to pay to the global south, who are at the forefront of climate crisis. And we are saying that the global north needs to pay for the climate funds in forms of grants, not loans.
How many more Africans will die before the world will realize that we need to act, with the urgency that we saw when we were responding to the COVID-19, where billions and billions of US dollars were actually contributed to deal with that global problem. So climate change is a global problem. It may be affecting Africa more than other continents, than other regions, but indeed, it will surely catch up with each and every one of us. And therefore we are saying that we need to set a goal, and a goal that is informed by the felt needs of our communities on the ground.
I also managed to talk to the chair of the Environment Committee of the Council of Governors, Wilberforce Otitilo, and I asked him how are counties dealing with the climate crisis, and this is what he told me.
All our 47 counties have established climate change directorates, and to add on that, we have agreed that in our budgeting process, we must put 1 to 2% of our budget to climate change mitigation and adaptation activities. So that's what we are doing, and I'm happy to report that as Kenyans, we are far much ahead in terms of putting in place strategies and mechanisms to deal with climate change.
Wilberforce Otitilo, the chair of the Environmental Committee of the Council of Governors, here giving us his perspective on how counties are dealing with the climate crisis. And he told me that they require about 62 billion shillings every year to deal with vagaries of weather caused by climate change. We'll continue to track all the conversations here and give you daily updates, because my name is O'Brien Kimani, and we're here at the COP29 in the city of Baku, Azerbaijan. Back to you in Broadcasting House.
Well, thank you, Brian Kimani, for that. Now we come back to the country where Bishop-elect Peter Kimani Ndongo is now ready for installation as the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Embu after bidding farewell to the Kenya Prisons Service, where he served as the national chaplain for 24 years. Now, Ndongo was appointed the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Embu by Pope Francis on the 15th of August this year to succeed Bishop Paul Kariuki.
At the Kenya Prisons Staff Training College in Wairimu, Kiambu County, a send-off ceremony of its kind was witnessed. In neat lines, the prison officers marched on the road, escorting the Bishop-elect Peter Kimani Ndongo, who has been their national chaplain, to the venue of his farewell ceremony. The elaborate ceremony celebrated his enduring commitment to pastoral care and social justice, which have defined his ministry over the last 24 years.
Amkabidhi kwa mikono miwili.
Bishop Simon Peter Kamomoi, who is among the auxiliary bishops of the Catholic Archdiocese of Nairobi, commended Bishop-elect Ndongo for his selfless service and unwavering dedication to uplifting the lives of those in need.
As Jesus went out to the lost, the broken, and the marginalized, so you did make your presence felt among those in prison. You brought words of comfort and consolation, a listening ear, and a message of forgiveness to the people of God within this confinement.
Over the past 24 years, Monsignor Kimani exemplified unwavering dedication to the Kenya Prison Service community through his nurturing, mentoring, and inspiring efforts.
The 58-year-old was ordained as a priest on the 22nd of July 1995 and assigned to the Catholic Archdiocese of Nairobi. On Saturday, 16 November 2024, Ndongo will be installed as the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Embu in a ceremony to be held at the University of Embu grounds. Jacqueline Masharia for Easy Friday.
Je, ungependa kuwa mshindi na Lucky Box? Ni rahisi sana.
Bonyeza *463# uwe mshindi.
Kuna vitu vingi sana vya kushinda
kama vile TV, kuka, washing machine, fridge, kipiki, pesa na hata gari. Na sio gari tu, Subaru.
Na kuna jackpots kadha wa kadha. Kuna power jackpot ya 1.9 million,
mega jackpot 2.5 million
na super Sunday ya 3 million Kenya shillings. Kila mtu anaweza kuwa mshindi. Bonyeza *463# uwe mshindi.
Kuchagua box ni kuchagua chapa.
Kumbuka, kila unapocheza Lucky Box unasaidia watoto kusoma.
Wewe bro, nipatie hiyo receipt ya items.
Wazi wazi.
Cheki, mimi sina ado hizo
Excuse, niletee receipt yangu ya items. Asante.
Ni pesa ngapi? 3,000.
Hebu nisaidie na ile receipt ya items.
Nimeshinda mil. I'm the latest millionaire. Marry me, baby.
Yes! Guys, nimeshinda laptop. Nimeshinda TV 50 inches.
Kujinice na Receipt Legit promotion kutoka KRA. Download Receipt Legit app, scan QR code kwenye receipt yako, ujishindie zawadi kem kila wiki. Kuna grand prize ya milioni 3 kwa washindi watatu, milioni kila mmoja.
Are you looking for a brand-growing outdoor advertising with beautiful simplicity and an artistically inspired choice? Look no further. Our 40 years of credible reputation and experience will give you exceptional brand traction. We are located at Corner Plaza, 4th floor on Parklands Road. Take Talk. Get your brand on the talk with City Clock.
Naturally, we talk about the interference and the exchange of destiny. And I have a testimony to add to it, just to understand how sometimes relationships can be used as a gateway to either hijack, interfere, or even intercept someone's destiny.
Is that I lost my job in circumstances that I can't explain to date. And losing it is now when I came to meet this person. So he didn't have any weird behavior, but with time, that weird behavior came to be. Now I'd see it. This child was everything I had. So I remember just taking the child and just walking with my dead child out of the hospital and just walking into Thika Road. And I said, you know what, my child is dead, so I'm gonna walk into this Thika Road and nigongwe na gari.
Thank you for staying with us, and I hope you're taking it easy this Friday evening. Now we continue with the day's news, where the government has emphasized the importance of digital innovation in realizing revenue growth and driving the country's economy. Speaking in
Tech industry leaders were in Baringo Friday for the Business and Digital Innovation Summit, aimed at showcasing emerging trends in technology and the importance of digital literacy. ICT and Digital Economy PS John Tanui, who graced the summit, terming the next frontier as one that will be driven by the digital space, and that the country cannot remain behind on the change sweeping across in the sector.
The exports by a country like Korea, almost 30% is technology, is digital. Only agriculture constitutes 2% of the economy. You can Google and see. So if you want to see transformation, we must embrace technology. We must encourage our children to start STEM. That is where we can create value.
Export readiness. But before we even ask ourselves about export readiness, are we really satisfying the domestic market? So I think we need to begin from there.
We have 5 million youth who are not employed, and that is why we are here discussing how we can get digital jobs online for our jobs.
The two-day forum entailed panel discussions, workshops, and networking opportunities aimed at equipping young entrepreneurs with tech skills, driving the current revolution.
What we've seen is that we were left behind a bit. You know, India, Philippines are way ahead. It's easy for them, for the young people right now that are coming up and getting these digital jobs. We're also getting there as well as a country.
This is the future. People must speak to each other, and you can see through conversations, we exchange ideas, you gain more. I didn't know about Inua AI, now I know about Inua AI, and I'm also going to drive people towards Inua AI so they can benefit. And I hope next time we will even get to another ward, not only in town.
Leaders led by Area Governor Benjamin Cheboi encouraged the youth to be proactive in exploring social media and digital platforms for wealth creation.
We are working on a possibility of doing an aggregation center for a product in each and every ward. So that if your ward is producing a lot of tomatoes like Marigat,
The Today Summit is a call to action for the youth to embrace the digital space and entrepreneurial ventures. It is also a platform to ensure that the youth share ideas and place them as key players towards development of the country. Chuma Odem, Channel 1 in Kabarnet, Baringo County.
Thank you, Muchuma, and we apologize for the earlier technical hitch that we experienced. Now, the government has now embraced digitization of the compensation process of human-wildlife conflict claims in a bid to fast-track the process. The Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife says the process has been piloted in 6 counties and a strategy is in place to ensure the compensated exercise is seamless.
During a county wildlife committee compensation workshop for 3 counties, Nairobi, Kajiado and Kiambu, Tourism and Wildlife Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano said that the government has laid out strategies in making sure that communities affected in human-wildlife conflicts are compensated.
In this particular workshop, the CWCCs have been taught and given adequate information on how the process goes, their role and participation, and it is also exciting to know that we are now having a digital system that they have been taken through.
According to Miano, 1,500 rangers are undergoing training with more than 200 vehicles set on to be launched before the end of the year to help in service delivery.
The digital system will minimize cases that are not genuine. It will make it efficient in a speedy manner and it will be more accurate.
Wildlife Principal Secretary Sylvia Museya noted that the government is now focused on following through with compensation claims.
Kifo mtu akiuliwa na mnyama pori ni milioni 5 kwa sheria. Ukapata madhara ambayo inakufanya kabisa maisha yako inabadilika, mikono hauna ama miguu, huwezi tembea, huwezi fanya kazi kila siku, ni milioni 3. Leo hii mko hapa sababu kuna forms zaidi ya 16,000 ambazo ziko kwa KWS stations across the country ambao lazima mukae chini, mupitie, mukubaliane na ambao wamesema wanataka compensation ama fidia. Mukikubali mulete kwa ministry tuendelee kucompensate watu.
The communities have been urged to work with claim verification officers in their localities and update the accounts they presented to the government for compensation. For Easy Friday, I'm Alvin Kaunda.
Now we get to know what is happening in the counties, and the government spokesperson, Dr. Isaac Mwaura, has defended the national government, saying it has made tremendous achievements in the short period it has been in power. This and other stories in our county news roundup.
Government spokesman Dr. Isaac Mwaura cited the reducing cost of living in line with Kenya Kwanza's economic objectives among key achievements, saying inflation has dropped to 2.7%.
They said, oh, we are involved in lies. But we are telling you, we are in the midterm, and we are reporting progress. We took a country and an economy that was highly dilapidated, riddled with debt. Still, we were able to pay the Eurobond over 280 billion Kenya shillings. We never defaulted as.
Meanwhile, the national government has launched a 9 million shillings water project in Kasipul, Homa Bay County, to address water scarcity experienced in the region.
This project was conceived to renew the ecosystem here. The white pelicans migrated because of lack of water and destroyed trees where they rest. We are going to return that the moment the water begins to flow in this swamp.
Mr. Chancellor, sir. Elsewhere, over 569 students have graduated from Kenya University Makueni campus. The graduates have been urged to make use of the skills gained to promote innovation and environmental protection.
I will be going back to northeastern Kenya as my first core objective, so that I can disseminate this agricultural dryland agricultural knowledge to the farmers in Mandera County and also in Wajir County.
In Kakamega County, a section of farmers are embracing traditional vegetable farming by use of organic fertilizer, which has helped them generate income and have enough food for consumption.
Na tukitumia hii mbolea yetu tunapata vyakula vinakuwa vizuri, tena iko na madini mzuri. Hakuna ile mambo ya watu kuambiwa tu inaleta madhara fulani ama unasikia magonjwa kwa sababu ya chakula yenye tunakula. Kwa vile tunatumia mbolea yetu ya kienyeji.
Tunahimiza wakulima wenzetu
wale wako kwa vikundi zingine ya kwamba turudie vyakula yetu ya kienyeji, sababu ukiangalia huko nyuma wale mababu zetu hawakuwa na hizi mafuta, hawakuwa na nini, lakini walikuwa naishi miaka mingi.
A section of residents from Buri sub-county in Meru County have planted 10,000 tree seedlings around the Kisima catchment area in a bid to conserve the water catchment area and curb soil erosion at Ngarindare Forest.
Tumepanda miti inaitwa orea ama kwa Kimeru inaitwa mutero. Tumepanda red cedar kwa Kimeru inaitwa morana. Tumepanda palm na tumepanda miti aina mbalimbali ile ambayo ni friendly kwa catchment area.
Finally, the national government, in collaboration with Nakuru County, is set to issue title deeds to more than 2,000 residents of Rongai sub-county after a 31-year wait in a bid to end perennial land disputes in the devolved unit.
Hiyo list ikuja Nairobi. Mimi ni verify hiyo list ikuja Nairobi. Next week tuanze kuhakikisha kila kitu iko sawa, tuanze kutengeneza titles na masurveyor waanze kuja.
Ian Muse for Easy Friday.
Now, tonight on My Culture, we explore the diverse and rich heritage of Kenya's communities, taking a closer look at the Agikuyu people and their celebration of indigenous cereal grains and root vegetables. Our reporter attended Agikuyu Cultural Festival and exhibition and filed the following report.
Under the clear skies, Ruiru, Kiambu County, the Geminado Hiosha Agikuyu Cultural Festival and exhibition comes alive, a celebration of Agikuyu culture dedicated to remembering and preserving age-old agricultural wisdom.
We are here to celebrate the Agikuyu culture through what we are calling Geminado Hio Festival. It is about celebrating our past, the values that we had, the good things that we had.
It's a day where the past meets present with a heartfelt emphasis on the indigenous cereal grains and root vegetables known for sustaining generations.
Now, the benefit of growing indigenous crops is that you can actually replant them after harvesting. Now, these are the crops, you cannot replant them. All you need is to go back to Agrovet and to buy the crops.
The common Agikuyu cereal grains include millet, sorghum, and maize, whereas Agikuyu root vegetables are yam, cassava, and arrowroot, among others.
These seeds are actually the heritage that we inherited from our forefathers, which were given to them by God. So we need to preserve this. We don't need to lose them.
The Agikuyu planted these crops organically, meaning they never applied any chemicals. This was to ensure maximum nutrients.
The fertilizers we put in our farms, the pesticide we spray our crops with, a lot of them have heavy metal, which are very dangerous to our liver, to our kidneys, to our brain. So, as things are now, people have no alternative but to think of going back to nature.
The soil was revered, nurtured through natural methods, with crops growing robust and full of life. This tradition stands in stark contrast to today's farming, which often relies heavily on pesticides and fertilizers.
Where pesticides may be required, we have a lot of medicinal plants that can tackle those pests without contaminating the food we eat.
Another captivating highlight of the festival is the demonstration of seed storage.
This is what every homestead used to have, this as a seed bank. It is constructed using straw And inside is supposed to be cemented using cow dung and ash in order to prevent weevils and these other pests from invading the seed.
Using methods passed down through generations, seeds were safeguarded, shielding from pests and preserved for future planting. These techniques underscore the resourcefulness of the Agikuyu. With the rise of hybrid and genetically modified crops, the festival organizers stress the need to revive and protect these traditional varieties.
We should develop a strategy of maintaining our health by eating food that enhance natural health. The traditional foods. They avoid chemical-laden foods. Our people should go organic. Our farmers should be encouraged to grow organic food. And in our centers, we are opening organic shops.
These traditional varieties have been with us for thousands of years. So ours is to encourage people to grow these crops, is to encourage them to eat them, because that way we'll actually be able to safeguard our land.
Their resilience, nutritional value, and potential to safeguard the land make them invaluable in today's era of agricultural uncertainty.
Organic farming implies usage of farm manure as opposed to chemical fertilizer, usage of herbal pesticide as opposed to chemical pesticide, and it also means using clean water.
This is the kind of farming that we practice for so many years. We have chemicals that you can make from natural sources, which can actually improve, can actually make your crop to be safe for you to eat. So they are safe, they are healthy, and they are full of nutrition.
The festival reminds us of the power of culture and heritage. As we celebrate the past, we carry forward its values, sustainability, respect for the land, and a commitment to health and nourishment. Jackie Wambiru, My Culture.
Mamlaka ya ukusanyaji ushuru nchini inakuletea kampeni ya umma ya G-Nice na Risiti Legit. Thibitisha risiti yako ukitumia app ya Risiti Legit, upate nafasi ya kuibuka mshindi wa zawadi kemkem kama vile shilingi milioni 1 pesa taslim, laptops, televisheni ya inchi 50, smartphones na zawadi zingine. Jumamosi tarehe 16 Novemba tutakuwa Kangemi, Odhiru, Kinoo, Wangige, Kikuyu, Dagoretti, Satellite, Nairobi West, South C, South B, Ngong Road, Kibera, Karen, Ngong na Rongai. Pata app ya Risiti Legit kwa Google Play Store au App Store kwa maelezo ya kuingia katika mashindano ya Risiti Legit. G-Nice na Risiti Legit. KRA, tulipe ushuru tujitegemee.
Tangu nishinde gari imenisaidia sana. Nimekuwa nikitumia kubeba watu. Angalau naona life inabadilika. Sikosi angalau kwa siku.
Nilikuwa donda, nilikuwa tu msave hivi. Sasa hivi mimi na gari, naweza drive na naweza beba watu, naweza make my own money.
Mungu amekutoa kwa matatu.
Dial *570# option 4. Hapo kuna Probox. Na ina feel poa sana kuendesha gari ambayo unajua imechangia pakubwa kusaidia society. Unaweza anisha nayo busy yako ya transportation, ida kubebea watu wasoko vitu, na niko sure by the end of the day uta make ends meet. Dial *570# option 4 na Probox ya kushindaniwa.
Just do it quickly and painless.
Watu wangapi wanajua hii maneno?
Ni yeye, mimi na wewe tu.
Hiki tunataka iwe kati yangu na wewe.
Nishapata solution ile job. Vitu na JMO hauniambii, zikisha backfire ndio unanikumbuka. Let's go, toka. Kama kuja kunipigia simu, hii si nyumba yako. Twende. ni poa tu kama hawa wakute mapema before wakukute.
Tamaliza kabla hajatumaliza.
Kabla umfikie. Na kwa nilisha kama za kitambo.
You're not ready for what's coming your way.
You know what? Jackie needs to be taught a lesson. Jackie needs to be taught how to shut up.
Nini? Ndamaliza mmoja kwa mwingine.
Thank you.
For what?
For being the voice of reason when I need it.
Welcome back. You are still watching Easy Friday. And to our weekly segment, Savage Netizens. Now, Environment Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale unclear remarks at Azerbaijan regarding Nairobi river pollution left the keyboard warriors trying to interpret what he meant, because woe unto you if you happen to enrage the savage netizens, whom according to social media evidence are extremely unforgiving. Now Tess Mutai with the hot tea.
Be careful what you say, for the savage netizens will always interpret it however they like.
Aden Duale's comment on pollution this week left a sour taste on most of the keyboard warriors' fingertips, who could not help but term the comment as a backhanded statement. Let me bring you up to speed on exactly what he said.
Garbage is found in the middle class. The people in informal settlements, everything they have, they eat.
Are you with us? Yes, you heard it correctly. Informal settlers don't pollute Nairobi River. Middle-class people do because they have garbage. Those in informal settlements don't have garbage because they eat everything. This was definitely termed as salty by the savage netizens. Mtetezi Bamfazled wrote, "Hiyo ni matusi ama?" Queen of Arts responding, amesema sisi hufieka kila kitu.
Bwana, watu si wajinga bwana. Watu si wajinga vile mnadhani.
Kiki asked, informal settlers wanakula mpaka chupa na mifupa. Papa, damn, that's a cold statement. They eat everything including garbage, yeah?
My lord, I wonder.
Is the amount of disdain from this leader is nauseating.
Hiyo ni Kiingereza tupu.
Maxon puzzled asked, sisi watu wa ghetto tuliwakoseaga wapi lakini?
Kumbavu zangu. Umbwa mimi.
Cyprian wrote, this statement is highly concerning and he should provide clarification on his intended meaning. Well, Cyprian, he was not about to do that, because to just rub salt in the wound, Aden proceeded and posted a picture on X that seems a tad bit offensive, which was quoted, "Be yourself. People don't have to like you, and you don't have to care." Donna responding to him, actually, for your position, people have to like you and have to care. That's why you're a servant of the people. But hey, I don't talk camel.
Nataka muniombe. I'm going through a lot of problems. Na ni mimi nijiletea.
Sovereign with no chills. If you want to be yourself, enda chunga ngamia zako. Napoleon angered, resign from public office, then you can be yourself. Sucrose, come talk to us kwa ground. Sucrose, kwani ground kuna nini?
Mbele naona success, nafunga hat-trick. Mindo the jet kwa hicho itisha hapik. Tangu tuingie kwa mchezo sindo heartbeat. Nairobi City tunairan kama athlete. Just usijali, hatukujudge. Hapo tu, hapo tu, hapo tu, hapo. Usijali, hatukujudge. Hapo tu, hapo tu, hapo tu, hapo.
Well, that's it for us. Catch you next week on Savage Netizens for Easy Friday. I am Teresa Mutai.
Siwezi kalikula tu kwa macho. Ambia Biniman mepata kuinua dancehall.
We change gears now to business news, where commercialization of genetically modified maize is likely to start in April next year, following the dismissal of petitions challenging the lifting of consumption and trading of GMOs. National Biosafety Authority Principal Biosafety Officer Eric Corrill says the agency will intensify sensitization of farmers on GMO maize and cassava cultivation.
Dismissed petitions challenging the lifting of the ban on genetically modified crops early this month, paving the way for cultivation and importation of GMO crops. The National Biosafety Authority says it targets to start commercialization of BT maize seeds early next year after successful field trial.
BT maize, it has received regulatory approvals from the authority. What is awaiting is the variety registration and release.
The regulator plans to undertake field trials on a GMO maize variety that is resistant to fall armyworms.
And this is maize that has been modified using a harmless soil bacterium to enable the maize to tolerate and to fight back when the stem borers attack.
Local biotechnology researchers and innovators are being challenged to start patenting their GMO seeds to benefit from the commercialization.
Currently, we received another application on GM maize, another GM maize that is undergoing review at the moment. We have not made a decision on it, but with the due time, a decision will be made.
Commercialization of GMO cassava is expected to be rolled out mid-next year. Winslow Spamba for Prime Edition.
The government plans to spend 2 billion shillings to import and distribute 97,000 metric tons of subsidized fertilizer to tea farmers. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, while officially opening the Kenyan tea centenary celebrations in Mombasa, says this is part of strategic policy and administrative interventions to support tea that generates over 200 billion shillings in foreign exchange earnings.
The expansion of the subsidized fertilizer program has seen tea farmers so far receive 180,000 metric tons of the farm input. This year, more subsidized fertilizer is said to be produced and distributed to tea farmers.
The government will continue enhancing the amounts that we allocate to the inputs that go into the production of tea, particularly fertilizer.
Kenya produces about 600 million kilograms of tea annually. These strategic interventions are expected to further boost production and marketing of the produce.
The government, through the bottom-up transformation agenda, BETTER, has prioritized tea as one of the priority value chains. And why? Because if you look at the last 100 years, we have grown in terms of production, in terms of volumes, in terms of making sure that we have the tea.
We are saying we've been selling our tea at the price of wood because of lack of value addition. Now we are saying with the plans put in place on value addition, we want to sell our tea at the price of gold.
The Deputy President underscored the role of the tea value chain, noting that foreign exchange earnings from tea accounts for 2% of Kenya's gross domestic product. Alanauko, Easy Friday.
Now, a delegation of French investors is in Kenya scouting for business opportunities in the fintech, agriculture, green technologies and renewable energy. Trade Principal Secretary Alfred Mbudo says the investors will facilitate the transfer of advanced technologies as well as enhance access to the European market.
Investors are keen on increasing investments in Kenya through collaborations with local firms in fintech and agriculture.
France is one of the largest investors in Kenya and therefore also contributes to the transfer of technology, infusion of capital and creation of new partnerships for local businesses. Kenyan entrepreneurs are also leading the charge, sometimes globally, with their innovation and with their contribution in several sectors. We are here to improve our export performance, but also to illuminate new sectors, particularly those in the services sector.
And the French see Kenya as an investment partner. We want to bring that together. We want to amplify. We want to raise these numbers. I think also the French people and French entrepreneurs are truly impressed by the innovative nature and the dynamism of the Kenyan entrepreneurs.
At the ongoing Inspire and Connect East Africa Convention, BPI France has signed a deal with Equity Bank to collaborate on trade finance and credit facilities targeting small businesses.
Because what we do as a French Public Investment Bank is supporting entrepreneurship both in France and in Africa. And we have identified that French entrepreneurs have a lot to learn from Kenyan entrepreneurs when it comes to fintech, to technology-driven supply chains, for instance.
The medium enterprises are now becoming large enterprises and corporates. They need significant capabilities. So we are collaborating to provide trade finance products to the businesses.
Those in the agriculture value chain hope to tap into the French expertise in agribusiness innovation and mechanization to boost food production.
If you look at what's happening in Naivasha, some of the really big companies who are bringing in new innovative ideas into the agriculture space. So we're very excited about that. Secondly, with this partnership that we're doing, allows Kenyan companies to export to France. So it's becoming a big export market. It's going to grow. And I think this is a two-way traffic.
Trevor Ngende for Easy Friday.
Je, ungependa kuwa mshindi na Lucky Box? Ni rahisi sana.
Bonyeza *463# uwe mshindi.
Kwa kwenda wewe mi senti. Kisha senti sana. Nilionileta hapa ushauri wewe tuende zetu hospitali. Ukaangalia hali ya mtoto. Lakini kama ni uko mimi, darling senti. Wewe nenda, ukirudi unaambie. Wewe wafikiri mambo yote unayofanya huko mtaani ambao unaonekana nao ambao uko nani ambaye hayajui. Wewe sio umeathirika wewe nini zito wewe?
Tuingie ndani tu.
Tuingie ndani tufanye nini zito?
Kila mtu anaweza kuwa mshindi. Bonyeza *463#. Uwe mshindi.
Kuchagua box ni kuchagua chapa.
Kumbuka kila unapocheza Lucky Box unasaidia watoto kusoma.
Join me on a journey as we unlock the secrets of a healthier and vibrant you. We'll also share real-life stories of courage and resilience.
From the waist down, I felt like I was paralyzed. The pain was too much, and I never used to eat when I'm on my menses.
Tangu hiyo onje nishike, nimeharibu vitu zangu mingi. Ili nipone, lakini sasa hakuna kupona.
And experts interviews shedding light on various conditions and treatments. Surgery seems to be the only option for women suffering from endometriosis.
You feel something is wrong in my stomach or in my intestine or at the back. Don't just ignore it.
So you're talking of bowel, bladder, ureter, kidneys, so you have to be very careful.
Plus, we provide practical health tips for living a healthy lifestyle, no matter what challenges you may face. Only on KBC Channel 1. Welcome back. We're still watching Easy Friday, and you're looking at the day's business news. Now, the Kenya Revenue Authority, in collaboration with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, took the ongoing Jinais na Receipt Legit campaign to Eastleigh, Shauri Moyo, Majengo and Kahawa West in Nairobi, where members of the public were sensitized on tax services such as eTIMS receipts. And now the Public Awareness Initiative seeks to revolutionize business practices while boosting tax compliance. The caravan will tomorrow still pitch camp in Nairobi, traversing Kangemi, Uthiru, Kinoo and Ngong.
Tunaambia Wakenya wajaribu
kudownload hiyo app ni mzuri sana. Sisi kama wana Bisanta tulidownload na iko sawa sana, na hakuna ile tax nyingine utaogopa kama utawekewa.
Ya Katululu tuko na shida, hatuwezi access hiyo kitu. Mtusaidie hiyo wakati ingine mkikuja, muangalie pia sisi watu ya Katululu. Muone vile tunaweza access hiyo app yenu, tuone vile tutasaidika.
Kama hiyo program imekuja hiyo ya legit ya nini ya KRA, itakuwa mzuri sababu hii Kenya siku hizi imekuwa kama Kenya uhuru, sababu kama unauza kitu yako baya unapata kitu hapa mahali nyingine nauzwa kama maziwa. Unapata pale pengine unauziwa 35 kama maziwa ndogo hii ya 200 grams. Pale pengine unauziwa 35. So tuelewe hivi vitu vinaendaje. Naambia Wakenya wote wajiandikishe na hii KRA. Wadownload hiyo mambo ya KRA ili kila mtu akue sawa, akifanya mambo yake kuwe sawa.
Unsupported transactions, weak internal controls, misclassification of expenditure, inaccuracies in receipt amounts are some of the factors leading to audit queries and qualified opinions for some county statements of accounts. To address this, auditors are recommending that counties strengthen their internal audit functions and enhance professionalism in the county treasury roles.
A review of the Auditor General's reports for county governments over the last 2 years highlights deficiencies in the internal audit departments, mainly due to capacity challenges attributed to inadequate resources to hire the requisite personnel. The report recommends that county governments enhance capacity building for the county staff.
It therefore requires us as professionals to rethink the processes of strengthening county-level financial accountability to enhance the oversight mechanisms at both the county and national levels. This may involve legislative reforms, strengthening the roles of county auditors and audit committees.
The report notes that most county government officials do not meet external audit teams to properly respond to issues identified during audit processes.
It is important that this report really informs our ability to be able to change the way we look at how the resources are utilized at the county level.
Additionally, counties were urged to adopt the accrual basis of accounting to avoid the recurrent crisis involving pending bills.
The move towards accrual accounting, where financial transactions are recorded when they occur, rather than when cash changes hands, has been a crucial recommendation for strengthening the public financial management at both national and county levels.
As counties address the issues raised in these reports, they can build more effective and transparent systems that will ensure better financial management and improve public service delivery.
The report says some county governments fail to account for own-generated revenue, omit certain financial statements, and backdate exchequer receipts. Nduta Mokami for Easy Friday.
Plans are underway to establish the Kenya Tea Trade Mission, which will spearhead direct marketing of Kenyan tea in international markets and help reduce reliance on the Mombasa auction to sell local produce.
Kenya has mainly been relying on the Mombasa tea auction to sell local produce. However, Agriculture Principal Secretary Dr. Paul Rono says the price being offered at the Mombasa tea auction is too low and does not represent good value for money for farmers.
We can position tea in such a way that our tea crop is seen as a key pillar towards transforming the economy, not only for this country, but for the rest of the countries who are growing tea. And that is possible.
He therefore says instead of Kenya relying on the Mombasa tea auction, the country is in the process of establishing the Kenya Tea Trade Mission that will market tea to existing and new foreign markets. He says the team at the Kenya Tea Trade Mission will market Kenyan tea across the world instead of depending on prices offered at the auction.
And we want to assure the farmers that we are doing our best to look for new markets so that we can continue producing tea, which can be profitable to everybody across the berry chain.
In addition, Dr. Rono says government is establishing common user facilities for smallholder tea farmers to package and brand their produce to fetch higher prices in the international market.
Government has put up a program to assist smallholder farmers and the factories and the players in the sector, the MSME, to package their tea in what we call the common user facility, which one is in Kericho Ketepa, another one will be placed in Nairobi, and the people of Mombasa also asked for one.
He says Kenyans, especially the youth, are being sensitized on taking tea to boost consumption from the current about 10% of all tea produced in the country.
Now we move to the grid energy, where Kenya electricity generating company KenGen has started talks with the government to be licensed to start exploration of geothermal in new fields, as it targets to add over 800 megawatts to the national grid in 10 years. KenGen Geothermal Development Manager Mangi says this is in line with Kenya's target of ensuring all electricity is generated from green sources by the year 2030.
Olkaria, Eburu and Menengai geothermal fields are the three areas where electricity is being generated. This is despite Kenya having several geothermal fields. According to the Geothermal Association of Kenya, the geothermal fields in the country are Olkaria, Menengai, Baria, Namarunu, Baringo, Silali, Paka, Korosi, Bogoria, Arus, Eburu, Longonot, Suswa, Lake Magadi, Homa Hills and Badlands. Currently, the Geothermal Development Company has been exploring geothermal and drilling wells in Paka, Korosi and Silali. And now KenGen is keen on moving to unexplored geothermal fields in efforts to generate and pump more green energy to the national grid.
Olkaria 1 was the first power plant that was commissioned way back in 1981. And over time, because of age, we have decided to rehabilitate it and to also increase the capacity.
Geothermal currently accounts for 985 megawatts of the total installed capacity in Kenya, which is said to have potential of 10,000 megawatts.
For us here at Olkaria, specifically, there are plans to enhance the generation capacity of Olkaria 1 additional unit 4 and 5 by changing the turbines so that we're able to get about 40 megawatts. We developed the other capacities at Eburu. I talked about the 25 megawatts upgrade.
KenGen is in the process of constructing Olkaria 7 power plant, which will pump 70 megawatts to the national grid. The firm also plans to rehabilitate the oldest power plant, Olkaria 1, to increase generation from 45 megawatts to 63 megawatts.
And on that note, we put a cap on business news of the day. On the other end of the studio, we have Daniel Wahome with the day's sports, including the match that has just ended between Kenya and Zimbabwe.
Christmas imefika na zawadi zake zimefika, na kama wewe ni memba wa Lutubutu usiogope, itisha tutakufikishia. Nini unataka ikuwe ni yako ama ya mwenzako? Dial star 570 hash, chagua option 5 uwe memba, alafu tuma ujumbe mfupi kwa 40090. Weka wish list yako. Nini unataka? Unataka fridge, unataka microwave, unataka pikipiki, unataka baiskeli, unamtakia mwenzako mbuzi? Tuma! Christmas hii Santa yuko na zawadi ziko kibao. Wapi ombi lako kuwa memba, kisha 40090. Tuma your wish list. Unatamani nini Christmas hii?
At this location.
A ransom?
We can't do this without any violence.
After we're done with him, we can go back to being enemies, but for now, he needs to go, like immediately.
Your father told you very well.
When Alice is back, I expect you to back away from my family for good. Sawa sawa?
Fine. You went after her mother. What do you expect?
I went away with your lover, you mean?
How is my daughter?
Sikumpatia tenje.
Can I at least speak to her ukiwa hapa? Nitamweka loudspeaker.
I think Ruth is playing me at the expense of Alice.
Why would I do that? Why?
Very good evening to you. My name is Daniel Wahome and welcome to Easy Friday Sport. Now, Kenya has been bundled out of